Welcome back into the Crown DR7 2025 National Championship pool play action set to get underway, and we have another Florida versus Texas matchup here from the Villages. Hello and welcome in. I'm Ben Spicer, joined by CJ Gilbert. YCA taking on the Florida Bombers, two teams that have won DR7 championships already this season. YCA won the second Houston tournament that we had, and the Florida Bombers won the second Villages tournament that we had. YCA had a very strong performance in the championship, coming out on top over Fast Sports. I think that was a 22-20 win, just going from the top of my head. And then the Florida Bombers, man, they looked really good, knocking off a previous DR7 champion and Team Elite all the smoke in their second trip to the Villages. That was a convincing win, and we really got to see the young quarterback for the Bombers, and that is Cunningham.
Yeah, we got a chance to see the Florida Bombers. You know, YCA, of course, young, confident athletes. But both of these programs are perennial programs in the 12U rank, so really good matchup in pool play. And we'll get a chance to see what instills later on. Beautiful shots, by the way, beautiful complex, really full to capacity, as you can see in the parking lot right there. Not many parking spots, but just overall beautiful facility here in the Villages, playing for the Crown Championship.
Both teams coming off of wins in pool play as well. 22-8 YCA topped the Showtime All-Stars Icy Boys. Then it was the Florida Bombers beating Trinity Elite 23-12. As you see both teams coming together, meeting at Minfield. Ben Spicer, CJ Gilbert coming your way here on the DR Sports Media Network. This is the halfway point for us. Things really start to heat up later on in the day. 14, 15, and 18U. That's what we have coming up later on as the day progresses. I think that's going to be a lot of fun matchups coming your way. 14U, we've got the 813 Hawks taking on Route 80 Elite. Then MVP is against Prime 8.
Yep.
True Buzz and Team Tampa and 18U still coming up. You can see that schedule on our YouTube channel if you're tuned in here.
Yes, it is. What you want? All right, let's
CJ, thoughts on this matchup?
I think this matchup is going to be a high-scoring affair. I think that both quarterbacks between Cunningham and the other quarterback for, the YCA, this is going to be a really good matchup that we're going to be in store for.
Looks like it's going to be the Bombers. Bombers got some new uniforms, by the way. Had to go down there and get all the numbers sorted out. YCA from the RGV.
A couple guys from that YCA team that I've seen before, Mason Cedillo and also Vasquez as well, the quarterback. So we got a chance to see a lot of players from this YCA group, and of course the Florida Bombers having Carson Cunningham and Elijah Cruz and Carter Pusar as well. So they have guys that can both score at will. So the Bombers, they got that name, and then on the other side, young confident athletes, they're definitely playing up to that standard. So like I said, I think this game is going to be whoever has the ball last style type of game.
While I was down there getting some rosters, I saw Florida Bombers receiver, another guy down there to look out for, Jonah Priest. Priest baptized a defender. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm going to. You see the stats there for 12U on display as both of these teams 1-0 to start off the day. It's going to be a quick completion from Carson Cunningham, who put on a show the last time we were here in the Villages, and he gets off to a start with a completion there.
Yeah, I think that is last time we was here, part 2 of the Villages. The young guy in the Santa Claus hat, he was giving out all the gifts, all the presents last time. So I think that's a trend for the Florida Bombers to really get it to those type of guys as well. And we'll see on the first drive.
Cunningham looking left side, has another completion, so he's off to a 2-for-2 start, and there is Priest on the receiving end of that one. It is going to be a third down coming up. 3 yards to go for the Bombers. A chance for YCA to get some points here if they get a defensive stop.
Jonah Priest is a solid 12U player for the Florida Bombers, so he's definitely the top receiver on the top side right there, single receiver near the 20-yard line, 30-yard line.
Here's Cunningham, has the first down and a little bit extra. As the
First down.
Catch made there by the Bombers will give Cunningham and the offensive first down.
You can tell that Christmas may come early for the Bombers right now, featuring our guy in the Santa Claus hat.
You can't see the number from up here. believe that's number 18, Carter Pasar,
Yeah.
who's had a couple catches so far.
And like I mentioned before, he's been one of those guys being featured in this offense. So we'll see what Carson Cunningham, already 3 for 3 and now 4 for 4,
Completes
getting that
another one
Pasar.
to Pasar.
All right, 2nd and 2 from the 12.
And it's 2nd down and 2 coming up. They can pick up a first down at the 10-yard line. Can the Florida Bombers out of the Orlando area. Another Texas versus Florida matchup here coming your way on the DR Sports Media Network.
And right now, you can tell that the Florida Bombers are just meticulously driving down the field, dinking and dunking.
Cunningham looking to remain perfect here. Pump fakes. Now comes
Ooh.
across the middle and has his
Wow,
man for
touchdown.
a touchdown. Bombers on the board first. They strike on their opening possession as Cunningham hits his man, Kyrie Ford, for 6.
Yeah, he had Pasar as well at the back of the end zone for a touchdown too. As you see on the DR7 replay, Cunningham scanning the field, pump fakes it one time, looks to the right, and finds his man Kyrie Ford for a touchdown. Bomber strike first, going for 1 point now here.
Man in motion, and that motion man catches the conversion.
It's incomplete actually. So Bombers will just stay on the. They'll get on the board 6-0. Good first drive. Nonetheless, we'll get a chance to see young, confident athletes, and we already know what they're about, being confident in their nature and the way that they play the game as well. So, first drive for YCA, we'll see if they can go score for score with the Bombers.
Again, both these teams coming off a win in their opening pool play games. Chance to see YCA's Jace Vasquez
All right, here we go.
at quarterback.
First and to the 25.
And the first time we see YCA on offense.
And watch out for guys, number 20, Mason Cedilio. He's going to be a beneficiary.
Here's Vasquez, first down throw, has his man. And a solid pickup to get things going. That's Derek Diaz on the catch.
30-yard line.
And you can tell coming out the gates, YCA
Go.
is playing up to speed.
5 from the 30.
Coach Miami right there getting his guys together. And really can't wait to see what they have dialed up on this second. And about 5 yards to go to pick up a first down. So it's 2nd and 5. Winds blowing against the quarterback now. Going right to left. So quarterback's throwing into the wind.
Here's the 2nd down play from Vasquez, motioning traffic, picks up a first down.
And that's Mason.
Mason Cedillo, who made some big plays for YCA
All right, we got 1st and 7.
in our
1st and
Houston
7
tournament.
from the 17.
So right now, YCA set up beautifully. 1st and 7 from the 17-yard line, as you heard from our lead official down there on the field. Good shots, good angles from our DR7 media team down low. Shout out to those guys doing an excellent job getting all the good shots and set up for a beautiful weekend here at the Villages Complex.
About 5 minutes gone here. 12U pool play action. Here's Vasquez looking over the middle and has another completion, as that was Elijah Lyons, the receiver that time for Vasquez and YCA.
2nd and 2.
Yeah,
2nd and 2 from the
Lions
12.
really being a safety blanket right there for the quarterback and really showing numbers, getting up the field, getting north and south. That's a good rep by Lions there.
Ball just short of the first down marker at the 10. Pump fake from Vasquez in traffic, and it's knocked away. Ball's incomplete.
Really good break on the ball by Pasar right there to kind of break up that pass, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 2 from the 12.
So this is a YCA really need to pick up this first down to keep the chains moving and the drive alive, and points off the Bombers' board.
Trips to the left for Vasquez here, 3rd down and 2. Vasquez towards the end zone. It's
Good.
deflected. And did he pick it off? He
Wow.
did. It's intercepted. Carter Pasar. 3 more points for the Bombers.
That is a excellent, we talk about Pasar right there, but that is an excellent tip drill play
See
by
if
the
he secures it
DB.
here. Diving effort.
Yeah, easy
Oh,
call
that's a
right
pick.
there. That's an interception. 3 points for the Bombers. Great concentration by Pasar right there, but excellent tip drill. They teach you that at a young age to get your hands up, get the ball kind of off key right there. And Pasar makes an excellent grab. As you see on the DR7 replay, tipped right in the nick of time, and Pasar have excellent hand-eye coordination to come up with the interception. Good
Jonah
play.
Priest had the deflection there. Carson Cunningham back to work for his second series. Went 5 for 6 on the first drive. One-handed grab. And another catch made by a Bombers receiver. I believe that was Tyson Williams on the catch. As you see
Shout out.
Coach Buckets down there
Yeah.
grinding.
Yeah, grinding Coach Buckets from the west part of the country there, checking out some guys, and that is some good ball skills right there on display from the Florida Bombers. I'm definitely gonna have to check out these guys a little bit more as pool play commences.
Make sure you check out the platformdr.com for coverage from throughout the weekend. Coach Buckets and our platform scouts. As here is another
open.
completion for Cunningham, and some more shiftiness on display from the Bombers. As that is Tyson Williams again, letting you know, coming into your screen at home.
First down. Look at the guys on the Florida Bombers team, just the size difference that they have. Cunningham pump faking one time, getting it to his receiver right there, and ultimately making the man miss, picking up yards after catch. But this Florida Bomber and then giving you a little slimed out right there.
First and goal from the 8 coming up after Cunningham
On the back
gets
of
the completion.
say back of the jersey, say Bomber Jets.
Here is Cunningham rolling out to the right side, has another completion, and why not? It's Carter Pasar, his 5th catch. Also had that interception defensively for the Bombers on their last series.
And you have to think that Carson Cunningham is going to go back to Carter Pasar. If not, then maybe Jonah Priest as well. You see him in the back of the huddle right there, a size advantage that they do have. They can maybe use Priest as he's going to the bottom of the screen. Excellent coverage right there by our media team. He's at the bottom of the screen set up one-on-one. So we might get a Priest head top right here. We'll see what they draw up.
And it's looking that way, at least based on the formation. Said Cunningham's going to roll to the left.
Easy,
And
Pasar.
he hits it to Carter Pasar again, and Pasar has another score here in this one.
Yeah, Pasar is just a guy that, you know, you have your Jamar Chase receivers and then you have your Justin Jefferson receivers. Pasar is definitely one of those Justin Jefferson style receivers, explosive, can really go in between or even be an X-out receiver.
Cunningham sends a man in motion, and he'll roll that way. Quads to the right side. Receiver open,
Whoa,
bobbled
good
and caught.
concentration. Good catch.
And that is Tyson Williams on the conversion. A smooth 5 for 5 on that series for Carson Cunningham. He's dealing here in pool play.
And his receivers is making it really easy between Tyson Williams, Jonah Priest, and Pasar. Those 3 guys are really making it easy for Carson Cunningham.
Here we go.
You see right there on the DR7 replay, one-handed catch, one-handed grab, corralling it in. And that'll be an extra point, 16-0, Florida Bombers on top.
First into the 25.
Bombers impressed us in the championship the last time we were here. They've looked great so far early on in this one. Let's see how YCA answers here with Vasquez. Vasquez looking left all the way. Firing over the middle, deflected. And almost intercepted, stared down his receiver. Jonah Priest almost took it to the crib.
Yeah, that's just another good break by Jonah Priest. As you can tell, he's kind of in the feelings about that one, about not getting an interception. But he was almost there, almost had a pick 6. That would have been to the crib. He could have took that one all the way to the other side of the end zone right there.
So Jace Vasquez, the YCA offense, will have it second down 15. As the Bombers have been impressive out of the gates here. A lot of Bombers fans tuned in. If you're watching, drop a like for your Bombers. YCA fans welcome as well. As Vasquez has a completion out to Lyons. That's Elijah Lyons' second catch. And it makes this third down a little more manageable. Third down and about 7 yards to go now.
In this point in time right here, you need about 7 yards to pick up a first down. You got to be thinking Mason Cedillo right here. He's been kind of the X factor for YCA for the duration of the season for YCA. You have to think that number 20 has got to be in the crosshairs of the quarterback right now.
Cedillo had a catch on the opening series. Vasquez in the offense got it inside the red zone, and it was intercepted on a deflection by Carter Pasar to end their first offensive series. This is the second drive of the game.
Uh-oh.
And that's going to be a false start and a turnover on downs. 2 more points for the Bombers.
Yeah, right now that was just a
mental mistake, CJ.
mental mistake indeed, Ben, and that'll be 2 points for the Bombers. You hate to see it for YCA because you can tell that coach had a play drawn up, and he was just kind of frustrated as he walked over to the sideline, but he has to find some way to stop this defense in scoring and extending the Florida Bomber lead here.
Chat getting ready to explode, CJ, with all these Bombers fans in there. I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
I really like it. But, yeah, for the record, you know, Jonah Priest, Carson Cunningham, Pasar, a lot of those guys, Tyson, they've been really well-oiled in their pursuit on offense. And defensively, they held YCA as well.
18-0 lead for the Bombers. Looking to add to that here as Cunningham couldn't find his man. Looked like that was deflected by Asa Bentz of YCA.
And that was a rare miss right there by Cunningham, as you see inside the YCA huddle on the sideline. And the Bombers line up to go for their second down, and they had to get to the 25-yard line.
Trying to get the defense figured out so far. Carson Cunningham having himself a game. 10 for 12 with 2 touchdowns. Here is Cunningham. Over the middle.
Priest.
Behind Priest.
Ooh.
That one got deflected up into the air. Was almost a chance for an interception there from Francisco Guardiola. And a chance for YCA to get on the board here as they forced back-to-back incompletions.
That shot before, you could just see the size advantage that Jonah Priest has, just the way that he's built, the way that he is designed. He's going to be one of those impact players for many years to come.
We do have a comment. They don't respect us on the rankings, says Clifford Roberts. I will say that DR7 has not come out with rankings this season. If I did have a vote and a say in that, I think the Bombers would be atop my list. They've been an impressive champion this season. Here's Cunningham. Needs to get it to the 25. Looking for a lot more.
Oh,
and
it's picked off. Really good interception right there by YCA. Number 12, Francisco, really made a really good play for Zombieland on the back of the jerseys. That's 3 points on the board for YCA.
So YCA on the board. They'll also get the ball back, as that was Francisco Guardiola on the pick, going up and getting it. Looked like a receiver on that play.
He really did. Really good play. That might have sparked something.
I'm disappointed. I told Francisco if they score, we got to get a celebration. He said he was going to do the worm. Come on, Francisco. Break it out for us, big fella. Ken Alanis on the receiving end that time, as Vasquez gets a completion to start the drive. YCA looking to mount a comeback here. Another quick completion, as this time it's Derek Diaz, his second catch of the contest, and Vasquez has completed back-to-back throws.
And like I said before, Ben, that interception might have sparked something for YCA as you get a good look inside the huddle right there. We'll see what Vasquez and offense got.
Pump fake, looking long, has a man, has Cedillo, and he has 6 points. YCA trying to make a comeback here. They've scored 9 straight, and Mason Cedillo is the spark for YCA.
And Mason Cedillo, like I said before, is what makes this offense click and what it makes it go. That interception that they had on the last drive really sparked something, as you see on the DR7 replay. Vasquez pump fakes, has a man screaming down the middle of the field, and guess who it is? Mason Cedillo for 6.
They will go for the 1-point conversion. 18-9 your score here. Here's Vasquez looking to remain perfect on the drive, has a man, and has another point. YCA making things interesting down the stretch of this one as we come to the final 8.5 or so.
Really good stuff by Derek Diaz and Vasquez. We got a ball game, Ben.
We do indeed, and we're glad you guys are joining us here on the DR Sports Media Network. Whether you're in Texas or Florida or somewhere else in the country, we appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn those notifications on so you're alerted whenever we go live. We've still got more games coming up. 3 more games, in fact, 14, 15, and 18U. As here's Carson Cunningham back to work. Looking to shake off that interception. Uncharacteristic drive for him last series. He went 0 for 3 with that pick. But why not go back to the comfort blanket and Carter Pasar, CJ, and get a first down to start off the series?
Yeah, that was an easy pitch and catch between Carter and Pasar right there to pick up double-digit yardage. You can see inside the huddle that the Bombers, they're in a little bit of a bind here. They have to kind of keep this YCA group at bay. And the Bombers are trying to cash in for 6 right here. As you see inside the huddle, really good shots right there.
Shout out to Sean. He's tuned in from the DMV, Washington, D.C. in the building. I love it. First down coming up for Cunningham from the 21. Cunningham over the middle has a man all alone. I believe that's Tyson Williams again, his 4th catch per our unofficial stats. And Cunningham's refound his groove, gotten back into that rhythm, CJ, that we saw earlier on in the game after that rough drive last time.
Yeah, definitely that, and that is 2 good plays back-to-back, 2 good throws back-to-back to Tyson Williams and Carter Pasar as well. So really good stuff. We may see Pasar, we may see even Jonah Priest down here in the low red zone. They're creeping on the 14-yard line.
Can still pick up a first down if they cross over the 10. Here's Cunningham. Pump fakes, didn't get it off in time. Saw a man, but it was too late, and so that's going to bring us to a 3rd down and about 2 here coming up.
Got a little ahead of myself. They actually got to pick up this first down to even move the stick. So really, really good stuff by YCA's defense. Pivotal point in the game. YCA can get 2 back-to-back stops and potentially an interception or a turnover.
Coach trying to get Carson Cunningham the right play call in this short down yardage situation. His team ahead by 8.
Big down right here.
But it could become a 6-point game if they don't get past the 10-yard line. Cunningham has his man. And it's Carter Pasar. He didn't get tagged, and he got some additional yardage down all the way to the 3. Carter Pasar, have yourself a day.
Yeah, that is just a guy beating man coverage and getting open and using his skill set to get more yardage after the catch. So really good stuff by Carson Cunningham. Great play call by our coach for the Florida Bombers and excellent route running by Pasar right there.
Pasar up to 8 catches. He's got 2 touchdowns and an interception.
And another
3
touchdown.
touchdowns. Right on cue. Carter Pasar. It's a hat trick for the young fella, for the Florida Bombers.
Telling you, the gift that keeps on giving is Carter Pasar right there. 3 touchdowns, as you see on the DR7 replay. Tyson going in motion, really clearing out the space for Pasar, and really good stuff by Carson Cunningham.
We were in the replay, but we've got a head top from Jonah Priest. Add another to the tally. The Bombers, just when you thought it was going to get a little close for comfort here, they get separation and they come through.
I was so focused on the touchdown that I missed the whole head top, didn't I not?
I think we all did.
Jonah Priest is a man amongst boys in 12U for sure. So he's definitely going to be one of those class 2030 guys and beyond that is going to be next level.
Jace Vasquez back to work, 8 for 11 on the day with a touchdown and an interception for YCA. There we have it. You see Jonah Priest going up and getting it. Reaching into the cookie jar. Here's Vasquez coming near side, has a completion.
Got Diaz again.
And you see Diaz's ability after the catch. Picked up a couple more yards.
This last 4 minutes right here has the opportunity for it to really get juicy. If YCA can punch in a score, put pressure back on Florida Bombers, we can really see some great offensive explosion these last 4 minutes to go.
Hey, shout out to Dad in the chat. Joshua Cunningham says, "Let's go, Carson. I'm proud of you, son. A lot to be proud about. This young man has a bright future. We're excited to see how he progresses."
Got a pump fake here.
Here's Vasquez motioning.
Ooh.
Didn't get it off in time. It's going to be a 3rd down and 6 coming up.
And what you did not get a chance to see is really good defense by Carter Pasar on Diaz. That'll bring up 3rd down, but Pasar really counseled out Vasquez's first read, and that first read was Diaz on the bottom side here. We'll definitely get a chance to see what they do on 3rd down here.
And I know we didn't have the Crown MVP Bowl for the younger age groups. Maybe that's to come in the future. But if I'm a coach, Carter Pasar would be on my radar. He might be my top pick, CJ, the way he's playing in this one. Here's Vasquez on a 3rd down and 6. Throws it up, and it's intercepted.
Oh, my God!
The pick from the Bombers. That was Elijah Cruz, adding 3 points to the Bombers' total.
And that might have been a game-sealing interception by Elijah right there for the Florida Bombers. You see on the DR7 replay, Vasquez trying to get it out to his receiver, kind of just scanning the field, hesitant a little bit. Ball came out a little wobbly, trying to get it to Diaz, but Elijah making a really good play on the ball, getting an interception. That's 3 points for the Bombers. A little spin move at the end of it.
Dollar sign on the jersey, it's fitting because he's money coming through when they needed it the most. And YCA, they fought hard to bounce back. Cunningham came through down the stretch. Now he's got a chance to add a little to the point difference. Let's see what the Bombers do here.
Go to Cruz again.
Little crossing route, and they'll pick it up. And the yards after catch, a theme for the Bombers. That was the throw, a pickup of about 8 or 9 yards. They ended up getting 14 out of it on the catch and run from Cruz.
Yeah, Cruz he earned that rep right there with getting that interception. Really, will the Bombers live up to their name right here and tosses up a head topper for a bomb? So we'll see what they do in the last 90 seconds of this ball game with total control.
Cunningham has 3 receivers to the right. He looks that way. Now comes back across the middle, finds Priest. And Priest gets it down inside the 10, a 1st down for Jonah Priest, who had that highlight reel catch on the conversion last series for Florida Bombers.
I just know something, when it gets to fall ball, I don't know how many kids are going to tackle Jonah Priest. Like, he's a healthy size 12-year-old kid, so definitely an X factor in this ball game, and we may get a chance to see something special in his last few minutes.
1st and goal, Cunningham gets it to Pasar. Pasar looking for
touchdown.
number 4.
Oh,
he's going to be spotted short. Carter Pasar.
He said, "Don't forget about me, man. Like, I'm out here balling too. I'm the one that got the 3 touchdowns, almost 4 touchdowns. And like I said, he's just a gift that keeps on giving, man. At this point,
And an interception.
And an interception. Yeah, you're right, Ben. So really, just the yards at the catch, you can tell that his body movements, he will be elusive to tackle.
Here's Cunningham sending a man in motion. Cunningham rolling out left. Has Pasar. There's number 4. 4 touchdowns for Carter Pasar. All Bombers here as they pull away late in this 12U pool play matchup.
I mean, it's not much more you can say about Carter Pasar. He's just a different type of route runner at this stage in the game at 12U. He's one of those guys that we would love to see climb the ranks 14, 15, even 18.
Cunningham on the move, comes back to Pasar. And Pasar capping off that series with the touchdown and the conversion. Bombers would have been a mercy rule either way. Time expires. Florida comes out on top of this Florida and Texas matchup. And although YCA comes up short in this one, they showed a lot. They battled back, but ultimately it was the Bombers who were just too tough in this one, CJ. Looking the part of one of the nation's best 12U teams.
Yeah, this Florida Bombers team definitely lived up to their name with, guys like Jonah Priest head topping, and then Tyson Williams being that glue guy, being the chain mover that they needed. And then we've already seen it with Carter Pasar, 4 touchdown performance today against, YCA. Really the defining moment of, this game so far. So the Florida Bombers are really in potentially a number 1 seed as we go into, more pool play games later on today.
Let's look at some unofficial stats. Carson Cunningham, 20 for 24 passing, 4 touchdowns. Did have the interception, but was able to bounce back from that. And he had 2 touchdowns following that interception. Really helped them to pull away, get some separation late. Carter Pasar, the Santa Hat, he had plenty of gifts for the Florida Bombers. 12 catches, 3 touchdowns, and an interception for Carter Pasar. 4 touchdowns, for Pasar as he came through, and the Bombers improved to 2-0 in pool play. Can they finish 3-0? And will they make some noise on Crown Sunday? We'll stay tuned to find out, but we appreciate everyone joining us. For CJ Gilbert, I'm Ben Spicer. We'll see you next time. Make sure you join us throughout the day here on the DR Sports Media Network as we've got more streams to come. Until then, we'll see you later.